A thread by Carlos of Suida. The Atlantic issues a call to arms to supporters of President Trump. Let Biden win, or we'll destroy the country. If that doesn't convince you to vote for Trump, nothing will. From Breitbart, Atlantic op-ed. Democrats will riot if they lose. Therefore, Republicans should let Biden win. For the first time in American history, our press has become terrorists who tell us to surrender or die. Does this make you afraid, or does it stiffen your spine? But the Atlantic self-negates its threat. Quote, a loss by Joe Biden under these circumstances is the worst case, not because Trump will destroy America, he can't, but because it is the outcome most likely to undermine faith in democracy, resulting in more of the social unrest and street battles that cities including Portland, Oregon, and Seattle have seen in recent months. All sane people are thinking what I am. So what? The rioting won't spread to sane cities, so to hell with blue cities. Not my problem. The voters got what they voted for. The whole Atlantic piece is premised on almost too many lies to count. The rioters are anti-democracy. They're fascists. They oppose the system that sane people support. They're going to riot no matter what until they're stopped. Period. Biden's alleged lead is no more real than Hillary's. It's not my problem that idiots think a senile crook offering nothing but racism and destruction is going to beat a president with historic accomplishments and promises fulfilled. We don't appease fascist idiots. The alleged American divide is a media construct. The voters don't hate Trump. The press and the Democrats hate Trump. Finally, after his re-election, Trump is free to stop the rioting overnight. Which he will. Stafford Act, baby. Law and order Republicans don't surrender to unwashed fascists and inhuman entities spewing lies around the clock. Real Americans don't scare. Every day, in every way, leftists create more Trump voters. Law and order means law and order. You don't threaten us with lawlessness, for one thing. The rioting imbeciles are destroying their own cities. They've built assembly line factories for Trump voters. Business is good for the factories. The next plan is to lay siege to the White House. The mind boggles. If the rioters were being paid by Republicans, what would they do differently? And the press is barking about the Russia madness and the pandemic casualties that Democrats caused. And racism. What comes after insanity? Because that's what we're seeing. File this under things Biden will never do. Donald Trump responds to Tim Kennedy, who tweeted, on my podcast with Joe Rogan, he offered to moderate a debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. It would be 4 hours with no live audience, just the two candidates' cameras, and their vision of how to move this country forward. Who wants this? Donald Trump responds, I do. The America that Democrats and the press hate doesn't exist. The Donald J. Trump, whom the Democrats and the press hate, doesn't exist. The rioting exists. The threat of surrender or die exists. And now it's overt. Trump's rallies are astonishing. Old wind turbines are rotten, rusty, and shot, like Joe Biden. Who but Trump could come up with that? Be happy warriors, like Trump. We're being told that if we don't submit, we will be killed. But if we do submit, we will be killed. When the Persians warned the Spartans at Thermopylae that the sheer numbers of Persian arrows would blot out the sun, Dienekes said, good. Then we can fight in the shade. We have nothing to fear. Our enemies are totally insane. By election night, Trump will have 45 plus states in his column. And if the rioting intensifies after the election, the Green Berets go out to stop it. They've shaped the battlefield for years now. All is well. Anger is an energy. John Lydon.